Hello guys, what's up? How you all doing? Welcome back to another exciting video. Today we're checking out this video from History on Maps, and it's titled the Yalta Conference, World War II History, historical video. Okay, so today's video is going to be interesting, very enlightening and educative, so I'm hoping that you guys watch to the end and I hope you enjoy it. Before we dive into the video, I'm Oge. Welcome to the channel. If it's the first time here, so good to have you here. Do well to like, share, subscribe, turn on post notification bell, drop in the comment section what you think about this video. Okay, let's dive into the video. The Yalta Conference. Yalta, Yalta, of course.
The Yalta Conference,
Yalta.
codenamed Argonaut, was one of the three major conferences in World War II regarding the post-war fate of the world. Bringing together the heads of government of the three great powers, the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union, the Yalta Conference became known as one of the most controversial meetings to this day. Historical background. The Yalta Conference occurred when the Second World War was near an end with the inevitable victory of the Allies led by the so-called Big Three: the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union. Formed by the end of 1941, the Big Three, also called the Grand Alliance, played the largest role in prosecuting the war against the Axis powers led by Nazi Germany, Imperial Japan, and Fascist Italy. The relations of the three great powers resulted in major decisions that shaped the war and planned for the post-war world via numerous high-level conferences. Most notable were the three World War II conferences gathering the Big Three leaders: U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin. The Yalta Conference was the second of these three wartime conferences. The first meeting gathering the Big Three Allied leaders was the Tehran Conference, codenamed Eureka, taking place in Tehran, Iran, in November 1943. The meeting discussed strategies to defeat Nazi Germany and agreed upon an invasion of Normandy, codenamed Operation Overlord, set in June 1944 and led by the US and Britain, as an attempt to open a second front of the war against Nazi Germany. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union led by Stalin promised to help the US win the Pacific War against Japan after the German surrender. The Yalta Conference. Following the Tehran Conference, in February 1945, the trio met again at the Yalta Conference, also known as the Crimea Conference, taking place at Yalta in Crimea of the Soviet Union, now in Ukraine. The Yalta Conference was hosted when France and Belgium had been liberated from Nazi occupation, and the German defeat was on the horizon. Therefore, the meeting focused on reorganizing Germany and shaping a post-war peace in Europe. One of the conference's biggest outcomes was the division of Germany into four controlled zones, occupied by the US, Great Britain, France, and the Soviet Union. Berlin, Germany's capital, was further divided into four similar occupation zones. Besides holding some responsibility for post-war reparations, Germany should undergo complete demilitarization and denazification, meaning that German militarism would be eradicated, and members of the Nazi Party and Schutzstaffel would be removed from positions of power and influence. At Yalta, the three leaders also created the Declaration of Liberated Europe, allowing the people of Europe to create democratic institutions of their own choice. The status of Poland was also put on the table. Although pledging to permit free elections in Poland, Stalin did not agree to return the Poland territory it had annexed in 1939. He used the Curzon Line as Poland's eastern border, thereby keeping all Ukrainian and Belarusian territories within the USSR's sphere of influence. During the conference, the Soviet Union agreed to join the war against the Empire of Japan and committed to participating in the United Nations. The United Nations was part of the Atlantic Charter issued by Roosevelt and Churchill in 1941 as their first real step toward a world organization. Impacts of the Yalta Conference. After the Yalta Conference, tension over European issues deteriorated the relations between the United States and Great Britain and the Soviet Union. The agreements reached at Yalta left Roosevelt harshly criticized by the U.S. citizens as it became clear that Stalin would not honor his promise of political freedom for Poland. The issue of the post-war status of Poland brought about animosity and mistrust between the United States and the Soviet Union, signaling the crumbling of the Grand Alliance. Barely 1 year after the Yalta Conference, in March 1946, the former British Prime Minister, Churchill, delivered his famous speech, declaring that an Iron Curtain has descended across the continent, hinting at the end of the cooperation between the Soviet Union and its Western allies, and the beginning of the Cold War.
Cold War.
Thanks for watching. If you find this information useful, please give us...
Who would have thought that the big threes would have to go through a Cold War? I never knew that the Yalta Conference was that important during the World War II. This is another aspect of the World War II that I've never watched before. I've never heard before. I think I've heard about the Yalta Conference, but I mean, that's one of the importance of actually watching historical videos from different perspectives. So you get to hear things that you've never heard before. The Yalta Conference, now broken down that we had the big three, the US, the UK, and the Soviet Union. They were the big three that made the Yalta Conference, and you know their main reasons for coming together was to decide on how to solve issues, especially with the Germans and with the other war that was going on, which were, I feel like they were like the heart of the war that was going on, you know, and they were the brain behind a lot of things that were going on at the time. This is very eye-opening. I'm grateful that I actually saw this with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys were able to learn one or two things, because I actually did. I did. Let me know what you guys learned from this video. If you have like additional information, questions, please, you can go ahead to ask your questions. I'm sure there are people in the comment section that'll be there to give you an answer. You know, if you have questions about the war, the Yalta Conference, the Soviet Union, the US, the UK, I don't know, whatever question you have in mind, do well to ask your questions, and I'm grateful, and I'm sure that people out there will be in the comment section to give you an answer to it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, share with your friends and family. When you do this, you help to the algorithm, and you know, push out these videos to people who actually need to see them and who actually need to learn one or two things. Okay, so please like, share, subscribe, drop in the comment section what you think about this video. If you have questions, additions, subtractions, you feel like, oh, this did not really happen, please let us know in the comment section so we can clarify things and learn. I mean, one of the purposes of reaction videos is to learn and ask questions. Okay, that's why I'm always asking questions, so I can learn as well. So please do well to like, share, subscribe, drop in the comment section what you think about this video, additions, subtractions, what you feel in your mind, or you just want to say hi to me. I really appreciate you. Okay, so do well to do all these things. Subscribe if you haven't, and turn on the post notification bell. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.